Hello guys, my name is Divine and you're welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'll be showing us how to cut and sew this pencil dress. And I've already made a video on how to draft this dress, so I'll be leaving the link in my description. Do well to watch the video before you proceed to watch this. Thank you. So these are the fabrics I'll be working with. 1 yard of black crepe fabric and 2 yards of mustard yellow crepe fabric. So I've placed my back pattern now on fold on my mustard yellow fabric. I'll go ahead and cut. So I have 2 pieces for the lower back of my dress. So on my pattern paper, I already added 1 inch allowance on the side, but I didn't add that on the zipper part. So I'll add 1 inch seam allowance on my zipper part when cutting. I'll also add half an inch on the upper part for stitching allowance. Then I'll label it correctly so I can identify my side, my zip and my back pattern when sewing. So I've gone ahead to place one side of my front pattern, but this will be on one piece of fabric. It won't be on fold. So I'm going to cut. I already added the seam allowance on my pattern paper, so I don't need to add it on the fabric again. Then I'll notch the places I cut through. All the places I cut through to spread, I'm going to notch it, so when I'm sewing I know how to fold back my pleats. Then I'm going to label it, the back of the pattern, the side and the middle part, the upper part also. I'll go ahead and do it for the second side of the front. I already added my sewing allowance all round on the pattern, so I don't need to add it on the fabric. I'll cut all round, then I'll also label it, the side, the upper part and the middle part, and I'll notch where I slashed through. So this is what I have. Then I'll label it. So I don't sew the front to the back because the front and the back of the fabric look alike. So this is the upper part of my back. I'll place it also on the fabric and cut, leaving 1 inch for my zipper allowance. So I'm going to label the back also, and I'll cut the second side of my back. So this is what we have. I'll label the back also. The next thing I'll be cutting is the upper parts of my front, the front of my dress. I'll be leaving half an inch sewing allowance at the neckline to turn with the facing. Then I'll be cutting the lower parts, leaving half an inch to join back my darts. So now to cut the facing, I'll be placing my pattern on a piece of fabric so I can get the shaping on the neckline. As you can see, once I get that shaping, then I will remove my pattern and just trim the length of the facing I want to have. So now I want my facing to be about 4 inches. As you can see, I've reduced the length. So I'll go ahead and cut facing 2 for the back of my pattern. So I will cut the neckline, the upper part, then I'll come down by about 5 inches or 4 inches for the length of my facing. So this is my back pattern, the black part of my back pattern. I'll also go ahead and cut it out and also label the zipper parts on the side. And this is also the facing for that part. Then I'll cut the sleeve also, the shoulder. So now I'm going to pleat my front part. As you can see where I notched, I'll be carrying using my second notched part and placing it on the first notch, like so. I'll take the second notch and place it on the first notch, then pin it down. So I have my first fold. Then I'll take the fourth notch and place it on the third notch, like so, then pin it down also. I'll take the sixth notch and place it on the fifth notch and pin it also. Then I'll take the eighth notch and place it on the seventh notch, as you can see. So you can see the skirt is forming back the pleats and has gone back to the original shape it should be. So for the second side, I'll take the second notch and place it on the first notch. I'll take the fourth notch and place it on the third notch, pin it down. I'll take the sixth notch, place it on the fifth notch. And I'll continue that way, and you can see it has gone back to the original shape, so as you can see. So now I will take it to my machine and stitch on the places I notched, so the pleats can remain in place. Where I pinned, I will take it to my machine now and sew on it so it remains in place. After which, I'll join the two fabrics together using 1/2 inch sewing allowance to close them up. So I've gone ahead to do that. You can see what we have. The pleats came out very well and we've joined the two parts. Then I've gone ahead also to sew my front darts on the upper part of my blouse or my dress. Now I'm going to join it with the lower part using 1/2 inch sewing allowance. So for this extension now, I will be sewing it with 1/2 inch, then turn it to the right side, then just match the lower part and the upper part. So this is what I have. I'll turn it the other way and match with 1/2 inch on the neckline of my dress, and I'll have something like this. So now for the back, I'll go ahead and hold my darts for the lower part of my back, or 5.5 inches. I'll do that for the other side also. 5.5 inches. This is what I have. Then I'll also hold the dart for the upper parts of my back also, of 5.5 inches. Then I'll go ahead and turn it with the facing using 1/2 inch. So after turning the neckline with the neckline of my upper parts with the facing, I'll go ahead now and join it to the lower part of my dress using 1/2 inch also. So this is what I have after doing that. Next, I'll join the other part of my back, that is the black side. I'll sew the neckline with 1/2 inch also and attach it to the back of the dress, and this is what I have. Then I'll close up my zip allowance and sew the shoulder. Making sure that the right side of the dress faces the right side of the facing for the front, and the right side of the back faces the right side of the facing. Then I'll pin it down. And so using 1/2 inch. So guys, if you've not subscribed yet to my channel, kindly click on the subscribe button below and also turn on the notification bell so you get updated anytime I post a video on this channel. Thank you. So now I'll go ahead and sew half an inch after pinning, and I'll do the same for the second side. I'm going to put the front in between the facing and the main fabric of the back. I'll close it together, then pin it in place. After that, I'll sew half an inch. So if you can see the way I'm pinning it, the front shoulder is in between the two, the facing and the main fabric of the back. So this is what I have. I'll sew it half an inch. So I've joined it. You can see how it came out. The next thing I'll be doing now is to sew the side using 1 inch allowance. So this is what I have. Then next is to fix my zipper. So I've gone ahead to do that, and this is what we have. Then I've cut out my sleeve and I'll attach it. So after attaching my sleeve, this is what we have. Then I'll open up my slits, then hem the down of my dress, and lastly give it a good press. So this is what we have, and our dress came out beautiful.